Hey, welcome back to Jules Gardening Tips. A little noisy today, broke my microphone. But we're talking about what to plant in October for Zone 7. We've broken it down into three things. Sorry, the wind's blowing too. First, blackberries, raspberries, and even boysenberries. Fall's a great time to sow grass and shrubs down and ground covers down. Basically, it gives the plant a time to get established, and then it can go dormant. You can do it in the spring, but once it gets established, then it gets hot. So fall is actually optimal to plant a lot of things. The blackberries you see here, they were put in fall of 2020, and yeah, they need pruning. I haven't got to that yet. Fall's a good time to prune your blackberries too, of course. But they were put in fall 2020. These are boysenberries that are in a container, and they were actually put in the summer, this past summer. And they're doing fairly well. They're in containers. These boysenberries have thorns, and so I wanted to see how they were going to spread. You can see they're trailing. But anyway, you can put those in October if you want to. They'll be fine. Again, if you get them established before it gets super cold, they'll just go dormant, and then will produce for you next year. Now this raspberry here, that was actually put in the spring of 2022. And it's in a container, so I was able to keep it in the shade when needed. I actually put it on the south side of my backyard garden so that it would get earlier shade in the evenings, and it did fine. It's really robust now. We didn't expect it to produce this year, and it has, you know, a few months jump over if we had started it in October. But even still, you could start raspberry right now in October, get it established, same thing, it'll go dormant, it'll come back in the spring, and then you'll have berries next year. Garlic is great to plant in October. It runs 8 to 9 months. So if you plant that in October, you'll be harvested in, say, June, middle of June or so. We got a video right there, you can watch it after this video. It shows you how to plant it, and then there's a follow-up on how to harvest it and what to do with it. Also in October, onions. Now you can see right here, our beds are under reconstruction, but you can put your onion in October and plan to put it where you're going to have your tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, your nightshades basically, because they're good super companion plants, and they will be ready. They will go dormant too over the winter, and then they will be ready when you get out to the spring where you can place your next set of onions. And then leeks. They like soft soil, not sandy, but not clay. You could do it by seed, but if you do, you kind of want to be ready to cover it up because they're not going to be well established before it starts getting cold, and a super hard freeze will kill them. Now if you can find a bundle, that's probably better. If you want to put them in October, they take 4 to 5 months. If you get them established before the winter, they will go dormant, and then they'll wake back up in the spring. You harvest them and then plant your next set of leeks just like you would with onion. But if you get bunches that are already started, just make sure you separate them out, get them nice and spread out to give them some room to develop, and make sure it's well drained too. There's not a lot of time left, but if you get them in by, say, the middle of October, radish and, say, mustard greens or little baby choys, anything that's a microgreen that you want to harvest in 25-30 days, eat the greens as baby leaves. I mean, if you like eating that kind of thing, there's certainly time to do it. If not, of course, just skip it. Well, please subscribe if you have not already done so. Drop your comments down there. Drop some knowledge to all the people that are subscribed. What are you going to grow in Zone 7 here in October? And we'll see you on the next one. I guess we'll have one next week. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, happy gardening, y'all.